So the outcome is that New Zealand have elected to bat. We'll have to wait to see if that was the right decision. We have humid conditions here today. The ball might move around a great deal through the air.
With me in the commentary box is Jim Maxwell.
And you had a look at the pitch a little earlier, Jim. How was it?
Good morning, everyone. This is a really good cricket pitch with something in it for both the bowlers and the batsmen. There'll be some movement there for the bowlers, but if the batsmen keep their concentration and play sensibly, there should be plenty of opportunities to score. After the first few overs, it should play evenly throughout the match. Well, that appears to be the state of the pitch. Back to you, Richie.
The big audience is waiting to welcome these two sides onto the field. So let's take a look at the teams. Here's the team for
Pakistan.
Mohammad Hafiz, Yasir Hamid, Yusuf Yuhana, Inzamam ul Haq, Yunus Khan, Shoaib Malik, Moin Khan, Abdul Razak, Shoaib Akhtar, Mohammad Sami and Umar Gul. And for
New Zealand,
Macmillan, Fleming, Astral, Styles, Cairns, Harris, Oram, McCullum, Vettori, Tuffy and Bond.
New Zealand are about to start their innings.
It's straight at Yunus Khan. Mohammad Sami
To bowl to
Macmillan.
That's over the rope. 6 runs off.
Mohammad Sami.
That was sheer power.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
Macmillan waiting at the striker's end. Just 1 run. If he runs here,
Moin Khan
is not going to reach that. He found the gap with precision.
The bowler can't have too many complaints about seeing that ball disappear to the boundary.
Fleming facing. That's wonderful bowling from
Mohammad Sami.
Fleming facing. stopped by
Yunus Khan.
and the end of the over.
His skipper won't be too pleased with him after that over.
McMillan is now facing. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
You can't get away with any width in one-day cricket because the umpire will call you for a while.
McMillan waiting at the striker's end.
Umar goal to McMillan.
That's been given as a wide.
Umar goal to McMillan.
He's got hold of that one out of the ground.
Umar goal.
Won't like that at all.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
McMillan waiting at the striker's end. That's been given as a wide.
There are stricter rules on wides in one-day cricket, so you need to be careful not to drift down the leg side.
Umar goal
The ball to McMillan. McMillan facing.
run.
McMillan very quickly onto that one.
McMillan.
Facing.
Yeah.
One run to
McMillan. Umar goal.
the ball to
Fleming.
It's straight to a fielder. 14 runs came from that over
Mohammed Sami.
at the start of his run-up.
Mohammed Sami.
Continues. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
McMillan.
Waiting at the striker's end. That's been given as a wide. The total is now 87.
Mohammed Sami to McMillan.
Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
Are bowling too many wides out there. They need to keep it tight.
New Zealand have taken their total on to 28.
Mohammed Sami.
Continues. It's cleared the infield.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
McMillan.
Facing. Is after it. Fielded by the man at long on. Another single to
McMillan. Mohammed Sami
continues. That's been given as a wide.
He's consistently bowling wide and really needs to sort out his line.
Mohammed Sami
To bowl to
Fleming. Mohammed Sami
continues. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
Are bowling too many wides out there. They need to keep it tight.
Mohammed Sami to Fleming.
Done. The fielder doing fielding. They turned that into two. That's good run.
Fleming
Waiting at the striker's end. Steered expertly into the gap. That's an excellent diving stop. It's just one there. New Zealand have taken their total on to 38.
Mohammed Sami
With the final ball of his spell. That over cost 13 runs.
Umar Gull
To begin a new over. Stopped by
Moin Khan. Umar goal to Fleming.
Run! Tucked off his legs. An easy single there to
Fleming. Umar goal
continues.
Yeah.
Fielded by
Shoaib Akhtar.
two more for
Macmillan.
the score is now 41.
Macmillan
Facing. Gone over the top of that, and it looks like 4 runs.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
New Zealand have taken their total on to 45.
Umar goal
Continues. He's worked that into the gap. Oh, that was an excellent shot by Macmillan. It was a real textbook shot.
Yes, that was a lovely shot. He will have enjoyed that one.
Umar goal
The ball to
Macmillan.
the 50 is up for New Zealand. And the end of the over. New Zealand will be pleased with the progress they've made so far. And we have a change of bowling.
Macmillan
Waiting at the striker's end. That's cleared the rope. 6 runs. Well, that nearly joined us up here in the commentary box.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
Shoaib Akhtar.
The ball to McMillan.
Run.
Super shot by McMillan.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
The total is now 60. McMillan facing. Goes over the top.
Shoaib Akhtar.
He's not impressed.
Downfish, but safe enough, 4 runs.
Shoaib Akhtar.
To McMillan. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Shoaib Akhtar. That's his half century, and it's taken him 25 balls. Now they're giving him an excellent round of applause.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy. He's batted very well. Good concentration and technique.
The score is now 70.
Shoaib Akhtar.
The ball to McMillan. Really struck that well.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
That's 2 sixes off the over now. McMillan facing.
Yeah.
That's over the rope. 6 runs off Shoaib Akhtar. He picked that up beautifully.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
Five overs are left in the innings.
Pakistan can't afford to give away that many runs.
There's a change in the bowling with the medium pace of Fleming is now facing. Not perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway.
Moin Khan.
He's not going to reach that. He found the gap with precision.
Great shot. That was a pleasure to see.
New Zealand have taken their total on to 84.
Fleming.
Waiting at the striker's end.
Shoaib Akhtar.
It's after that one. The sweeper picks up. That's 2 more runs on the board. New Zealand have taken their total on to 86.
Abdul Razak to Fleming. Fleming.
Waiting at the striker's end. He's beaten all ends up by that one.
He played completely down the wrong line and has made a mess of the stumps.
Abdul Razak
Gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for Fleming.
Fleming.
Makes his way back to the dressing room. The next man in is
Astro. Abdul Razak to Astro.
That's gone a long way. That's the first boundary for
Astro.
He really is very good straight down the ground.
Abdul Razak.
the ball to
Astro.
There it goes, right out of the ground.
Astro.
Absolutely smashed that for 6.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
Abdul Razak.
Was expensive in that over.
That was an expensive over for Pakistan.
Shoaib Akhtar.
to bowl the last of his allotted overs. Pushed into the gap. That one's gone to the fence. That moves the score into 3 figures for New Zealand.
That's not the right round to bowl to this batsman. He'll punish anything there.
McMillan facing. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Shoaib Akhtar. New Zealand move on to no 8.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
Shoaib Akhtar.
The bowl to McMillan.
Yeah.
New Zealand move on to no 9. Astol waiting at the striker's end.
Yusuf Yohana.
Yeah.
Is in pursuit. New Zealand have taken their total on to 111. The score is now 1 for 111.
Shoaib Akhtar.
Continues. It's straight at
Yasir Hamid. Shoaib Akhtar.
with the final ball of his spell.
You must be sure that you keep your eyes on the ball or you'll fumble it just like that.
That's racing away for 4. New Zealand have taken their total on to 115.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
3 overs are left for New Zealand.
That was an expensive over. He'll need to improve if he wants to stay in the attack.
Abdul Razak.
To begin a new over.
Done.
It's cleared the infield. New Zealand move on to 119.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
New Zealand move on to 119.
Abdul Razak to McMillan.
And that's out. Caught by
Shoaib Akhtar.
The batsman will be kicking himself over that. It wasn't a great shot and he looked to be in good form.
Abdul Razak
gets his second wicket. This was how the wicket fell. McMillan scored 79 runs from 32 balls.
He did well out there and didn't let the bowlers get the upper hand at any stage.
Styrus is the next batsman in. Styrus facing. That's been given as a wide.
He's consistently bowling wide and really needs to sort out his line.
New Zealand have taken their total on to 2 for 120.
Abdul Razak
Continues. He's got that one over the infield and away for 4. New Zealand move on to 124.
He picked it up nicely and it's got him 4.
New Zealand are 2 for 124. Styrus waiting at the striker's end.
What a let off for the batsman. He'll be hoping to make the most of that.
Yusuf Yohana
Reaches it before it crosses the boundary. New Zealand have taken their total on to 125. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. New Zealand move on to 129.
What a clever piece of batting. Picked a safe area and just lifted it over the infield.
Two now for 129.
Abdul Razak
Continues. Fielded by the man out long on. New Zealand have taken their total on to 130. 11 runs came from that over for New Zealand. A change in the bowling for Pakistan. Astol facing. That's a big hit, it'll go all the way. New Zealand move on to 136.
That was a super shot. I really didn't think it was too bad a ball.
Two for 136. Astol facing.
Moin Khan.
Out at long on. New Zealand have taken their total on to 137. 2 for 137.
Mohammed Hafiz
The bowl to
Styles.
Yeah.
out. He's been caught.
It might have looked easy, but it wasn't.
Mohammed Hafiz
Gets his first wicket. This was the end of the innings for
Styles.
New Zealand. 3 down now for 127.
Well, it seems like miles back to the pavilion when you've got out cheaply.
Cairns comes in at number 5.
Mohammed Hafiz to Cairns.
That's over the rope. 6 runs off.
Mohammed Hafiz.
New Zealand have taken their total on to 143.
He absolutely loves to play that shot. It's a big run score for him.
New Zealand move on to 143. Cairns waiting at the striker's end. That was very tight, so the umpire's calling for the TV replay. That's the red light, he's out. So then, that's the end of Cairns. Harris is the new batsman for New Zealand.
Mohammed Hafiz to Paris.
Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
Are bowling too many wides out there. They need to keep it tight.
Harris.
Facing. He smashed that one right out of the ground. New Zealand move on to 50.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
And the end of the over.
Pakistan need to keep it tighter than that.
Pakistan about to make a change in the bowling. Astol is now facing. We're going to need the third umpire for this one. That's the red light. He's out. New Zealand are 5 down now for 50.
He survived the difficult part and got his eye in, only to lose concentration.
Oram is the new batsman. Oram waiting at the striker's end. The infield is 4 runs. New Zealand have taken their total on to 54.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
The total is now 5 for 154.
Shoaib Malik.
The ball to Oram.
Inzamam
He's chasing that one. Fielded by
Inzamam ul Haq.
New Zealand move on to 155. And over and 4 runs. New Zealand have taken their total on to 159.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
New Zealand are 5 for 159.
Shoaib Malik.
The ball to
Harris.
Yeah.
6. New Zealand have taken their total on to 165.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
New Zealand have taken their total on to 5 for 165.
Shoaib Malik.
Well, the last ball of the innings.
Yunus Khan.
After that one,
Yunus Khan.
held it long on. New Zealand move on to 166. At the end of the innings, New Zealand have scored 5 for 166. New Zealand
Have put together a pretty solid total. It really is a very big score.
Pakistan are about to start their innings. Well, that'll certainly beat the fielder into the fence. That's the first boundary of the innings for Pakistan.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
Bond to Mohammad Hafiz.
Played into the gap. That was athletic fielding by
Vettori.
was just one there. Pakistan require 162 to win.
Yasir Hamid.
Facing.
Bond to Yasir Hamid.
Comfortably held by Miller.
Fantastic catch. He flung himself at the ball and actually managed to hold on to it.
Bond gets his first wicket. This was how the wicket fell.
Yasir Hamid.
Makes his way back to the dressing room.
Well, he certainly wasn't out in the middle for very long.
The next batsman is
Yusuf Yuhana. Bond
to bowl to
Yusuf Yuhana.
over the rope. 6 runs off on.
Yusuf Yohana.
Absolutely smashed that for 6.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
That over helped the run rate somewhat. The required run rate is around over 15 and over.
That was a costly over. You can't afford to concede that many runs off an over at this stage.
Mohammed Hafiz.
Waiting at the striker's end. He's beaten all ends up by that one.
That one went right through him. It was as if he completely misjudged the delivery.
Tuffy gets his first wicket. This is how the innings ended for
Mohammed Hafiz.
Pakistan. 2 down now for 11.
He wasn't there for very long, as his score shows.
Inzamam ul Haq.
Comes in at number 4.
Inzamam ul Haq.
Waiting at the striker's end. Expertly held.
He got into great position to take that catch.
Tuffy gets his second wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. That's a duck for
Inzamam ul Haq.
The first ball duck, all that way just for one ball.
the next batsman in is the right-handed
Yunus Khan. Tuffy.
the bowl to
Yunus Khan.
So they need 156 to win from 51 balls.
Tuffy to Yunus Khan.
Yeah.
An easy single there to
Yunus Khan.
That's a big hit. It'll go all the way.
That takes Yusuf Yohana to 12.
Extra cover is his strongest area. He scores a lot of runs there.
Yusuf Yohana.
Waiting at the striker's end. Flipped off his legs. One more for
Yusuf Yohana.
8 runs came from that over by Tuffy. The required run rate is around over 15 and over.
Bond.
The ball to
Yusuf Yohana.
Yes.
Vettori.
out there in the deep. Two runs to
Yusuf Yohana.
3 for 21. Bond at the start of his run-up. Bond continues.
Forum.
Is after it. The sweeper picks up. They've turned that into 2. That's good running.
Yusuf Yohana.
Facing. That's a huge 6. That was still going up as it cleared the rope.
He really is an exquisite driver.
Pakistan move on to 29.
Bond to Yusuf Yohana. Vettori.
Is in pursuit.
Vettori.
Doing the fielding. Two more to
Yusuf Yohana.
final ball of his spell.
Vettori.
Is after that one. There'll be runs here. Just one run. That over cost 13 runs. The required run rate is around over 15 and over.
New Zealand can't afford to give away that many runs.
Yusuf Johanna.
Waiting at the striker's end. That's over the rope. 6 runs off.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
And 29 runs required.
Tuffy.
Continues. The batsman will have to run these. A single to
Yusuf Johanna. Tuffy to Yunus Khan.
And that's out. Caught by all.
Well, he just picked the fielder out perfectly with that shot.
Tuffy gets his 3rd wicket. We can have a look at that again.
Yunus Khan.
Goes for only 1.
Shoaib Malik.
Comes in at number 6.
Shoaib Malik.
Facing. Stopped in the covers.
Tuffy.
Continues. Four runs to Shoaib Malik. Hit that before with no trouble at all.
He's got to be one of the best hookers around. He controls the stroke beautifully.
Tuffy to Shoaib Malik.
He smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Super shot by
Shoaib Malik.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
runs were picked up from that over by
Shoaib Malik.
the required run rate is around over 15 and over. We're about to see a change in the bowling.
Yusuf Yohana
Is now on strike. Played into the gap. That looked like 4 all the way. One more to
Yusuf Yohana. Shoaib Malik.
waiting at the striker's end.
Tuffy.
He's chasing that one. Steered expertly into the gap. Fielded in the deep by
Tuffy.
the 50 is up for Pakistan.
Shoaib Malik.
Facing. Pakistan require 7 to win.
Cairns.
The bowl to
Shoaib Malik. Shoaib Malik.
waiting at the striker's end.
Astral.
Is in pursuit. One run to
Shoaib Malik. Cairns to Yusuf Yohana.
There should be some runs here.
A run.
Not going to reach that. Oh, that was superb timing.
Magnificent shot. The on drive is one of the hardest shots to play, and he's one of the great exponents of it.
5 overs are left in the innings. The required run rate is around over 15 and over. There's a change in the bowling for New Zealand.
Shoaib Malik.
To face an over of spin. Stopped in the covers.
Shoaib Malik.
Facing. The fielder will cut that off. That was athletic fielding by On. Another single to
Shoaib Malik. Vettori.
the ball to
Yusuf Yuhana.
Done.
There's just one there.
Shoaib Malik.
Facing.
Vettori.
The ball to
Shoaib Malik.
got it into the gap. He smashed that away.
Vettori.
He's not impressed.
That's control. Onto the back foot, rolled the wrists, 4 runs.
Shoaib Malik.
Waiting at the striker's end. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Just one run. 3 runs came from that over for Pakistan. The required run rate is around over 15 and over.
Hands.
to begin a new over.
Shoaib Malik.
Has now moved into the 20s.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Hands.
Continues. Four wides to Pakistan.
That was a poor piece of bowling. They can't afford to give away runs like that.
Hands.
Continues. So they need 97 to win from 22 balls.
Hands. To Shoaib Malik.
Bond is after it, flipped off his legs. Collected by Bond. An easy single there to
Shoaib Malik. Yusuf Yuhana.
waiting at the striker's end. He's really given that a whack. 6 runs. Hardly seemed to hit that yet. It sailed over the ropes.
He really is an exquisite driver.
Now for 77.
Hands.
The ball to
Yusuf Yuhana. Hands.
with the final ball of his spell. That's over the rope. 6 runs off hands. There's his half century.
He is particularly strong through the covers.
Now to giving him an excellent round of applause.
Now he needs to make sure he keeps concentrating to get his century.
That over cost 21 runs. The required run rate is around over 15 and over.
Pakistan need to polish their placement and push for more runs to get back up near the run rate needed.
Vettori
Continues. Really struck that well.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
For 87.
Shoaib Malik.
Facing.
Shoaib Malik.
Just guides the ball down to third down. It's straight at McMillan. I think he was easily back in the crease there. 79 runs required.
Vettori to Yusuf Yuhana.
Stopped in the covers. 79 runs required.
Vettori
Continues.
Yeah.
That's in the stands. 6 runs. That takes the partnership between these two batsmen past 55. It's been great entertainment for this crowd.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
They have 6 wickets in hand.
Yusuf Yuhana.
Waiting at the striker's end.
Yeah.
Cut away. Comfortably held by Styles.
Well done, the fieldsman. He really backed up the bowler's end.
Vettori
Gets his first wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion.
Yusuf Yuhana.
Has gone for 57.
He played very well, timed the ball and kept his concentration.
The next batsman is
Moin Khan. Vettori
with the final ball of his spell. It's just one there. That over helped the run rate somewhat. The required run rate is around over 15 and over. And we have a change of bowling.
Shoaib Malik.
Facing. Expertly held.
That was a loose shot. He'll be kicking himself about that one.
Oram gets his first wicket. This was the end of the innings for
Shoaib Malik.
Pakistan has 6 down now for 96.
That's poor batting. He lost his concentration and paid for it with his wicket.
The next batsman in is the right-handed
Abdur Razak. Oram to Abdur Razak.
Bond is after that one. Bond just picks that up inside the rate. 2 runs to
Abdur Razak.
Pakistan are 6 for 98.
Abdur Razak.
Facing. Cairns is chasing that one. Cairns out at long on. One run to
Abdur Razak.
Four runs to
Moin Khan.
Pakistan has taken their total on to 103.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away with batting.
Oram
To bowl to
Moin Khan.
that's gone a long way.
Oram
Won't like that at all.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
So they need 58 to win from 7 balls.
Moin Khan.
Facing. 6.
Moin Khan.
Absolutely smashed that for 6.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
Runs came from that over by
Oram.
the required run rate is around over 15 and over.
That was an expensive over for New Zealand.
New Zealand about to make a change in the bowling.
Abdul Razak.
Is now on strike. A single to
Abdul Razak.
Pakistan, move on to 6.
Harris to Moin Khan.
And that's out. Caught by one.
That was a lazy shot. He'll regret that when he sees the replay.
Harris gets his first wicket. We can have a look at that again. Pakistan 7 down now for 6.
Now we're down to 9, 10.
Shoaib Akhtar.
Is the next man in.
Harris.
The ball to
Shoaib Akhtar.
that's straight up in the air. Safely pouched by McCullum.
Well held. It must have stung his hands coming down from that height.
And safe.
Harris.
Gets his second wicket. This was how the innings ended for
Shoaib Akhtar. Shoaib Akhtar
goes for a duck.
A first ball duck. His teammates will be merciless when he gets back in the dressing room.
Mohammad Sami.
Is the next batsman in.
Mohammad Sami
To face the hat-trick ball.
A hard time about that one back in the dressing rooms.
That's cut off by just one run. He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. Super shot by Abdul Razak.
What a good placement. No one at home. Over the top of it.
The score is now 8 for 121.
Harris.
Well, the last ball of the innings. That's over the infield and racing away for 4.
Abdul Razak.
Very quickly onto that one.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tough.
That's it. That's the end of the match. So to sum up then, New Zealand win by 41 runs.